As a deadline, Seattle quarterback Russell Wilson set for Monday to get a new contract from the Seahawks comes ever closer. Several reports over the last 24 hours indicated that talks between the two sides have intensified. Most telling was a tweet late Saturday afternoon from Jake Heaps, a former Skyline High standout who not only was a teammate of Wilson's with the Seahawks for parts of 2 seasons but also is now a head coach of Wilson's RWQBAcademy. Heaps' tweet stated that Wilson's agent, Mark Rodgers, and Seahawks general manager John Schneider have been meeting for several hours the past couple days, further writing, "Hopefully there'll be great news for all Seahawks fans if they can lock up Wilson, and that time will tell." Another former Seahawk QB, Brock Ward, who among other duties works as part of the Seahawks broadcast team during the preseason, tweeted Saturday afternoon, "I'm hearing the tempo is being picked up in talks between Russ. They are working on it. Still too early to tell whether or not a deal gets done by Monday." Rapoport's report came a few hours after Wilson had cryptically tweeted, "Just the beginning. The best is ahead," with a praying hands emoji. Wilson's current deal runs through the 2019 season, set to pay him a base salary of $17 million in 2019 with a salary cap hit of $25.286 million as part of a 4-year, $87.6 million contract signed on July 31, 2015. That contract also just beat a deadline, agreed to the night before training camp opened. This time, Wilson wanted an even earlier deadline to avoid an off-season of speculation and discussion about his future, as well as thinking that nothing was going to change in the quarterback market over the next few months, so there was no reason to not get the deal done now. The Seattle Times first reported the existence of a deadline on April 2. Wilson set April 15 as the deadline because it is the first day of the Seahawks' official off-season workout program. Wilson's current contract made him the second highest-paid player in football at the time it was signed, averaging $21.9 million per season, behind only the $22 million of Green Bay quarterback Aaron Rodgers. Wilson has since fallen to being the 14th highest-paid overall player and 12th highest-paid QB, according to OverTheCap.com, with Rodgers still at the top of the list but now averaging $33.5 million per season. Rapoport reported that 2 hang-ups in negotiations were guarantees and structure. Guaranteed money was an issue last time, as well, when Wilson ultimately agreed to fully guaranteed money at signing of $31.7 million in the form of a signing bonus and his 2015 base salary, as well as future guarantees that totaled more than $61 million. Atlanta quarterback Matt Ryan signed a new contract last May guaranteeing him $94.2 million, the most of any NFL player in history, while Kirk Cousins got a fully guaranteed contract with the Vikings last year of $84 million. Wilson may be hoping for a deal that would include guarantees topping that of Ryan while possibly matching that of Cousins in being fully guaranteed. Wilson is also likely hoping for an average salary greater than that of Rodgers. One way or the other, he is sure to want a contract that in some way sets a benchmark. Wilson and the Seahawks last time also settled at the last minute on a 4-year contract instead of 5, and years could again also be a sticking point. Wilson will turn 31 in November, and if his contract were to expire this year he could potentially become an unrestricted free agent a year from now, still in the prime of his career, a rarity for a franchise-level quarterback. That, though, is unlikely since Seattle would almost certainly use its franchise tag to keep Wilson in 2020 and likely again in 2021. The deals, if the Seahawks used the tag each year, would total roughly $67 million, and along with the $17 million Wilson has owed in 2019, the thought is any discussion of any new deal would have to include guarantees more than that total of $84 million. As former NFL agent Joel Corey has noted, the Seahawks also have not fully guaranteed the second year of any contract since signing Percy Harvin in 2013. That's a precedent Seattle might have to break to get a deal done with Wilson. As for years, Wilson might want a shorter-term deal to potentially hit free agency when he was 34 or 35. It's unclear, though, how long Seattle might want to go with a deal, especially considering the contract of coach Pete Carroll has only 3 more years, as well. If the deadline passes, then the thought is Wilson will not negotiate again until after the 2019 season. It's not thought Wilson would hold out or skip any of the team's off-season program, which is technically voluntary. Wilson, a third-round pick in 2012, had maybe his best statistical season in 2018 with a career-high 35 touchdown passes while tying a career-low in interceptions with 7, setting a career-high in passer rating at 110.9. He also set several significant franchise records last season, notably becoming the winningest QB in Seahawks history, with 75 in the regular season and 83 overall. His 75 wins are also the most for any QB in NFL history in the first 7 seasons of his career. Just the beginning. The best is ahead. Folded hands, medium dark skin tone. Russell Wilson @DangerRussWilson, April 12, 2019.